fire, water, earth, air, Minecraft. God created these 5 elements millions of years ago when he decided to click Create New World and named it Planet Thing. Today, we're going to be talking about the holy 5th element. Minecraft is a game that has captured the hearts of millions, and last year became the single highest selling game of all time. So it's crazy that it's taken 10 years for Mojang to do something new with the IP. Although Minecraft Dungeons does make me hopeful for the future. Now that we have a brand new game using the Minecraft name, who knows where Mojang could take this? A Minecraft RPG, fighting game, MMO? The possibilities are almost endless. But for now, we have a dungeon game, and a pretty good one at that. So let's take a deep, headfirst dive into Minecraft Dungeons. With a game like Minecraft Dungeons, the story really isn't that important, to be honest. It's more important that the mechanics and gameplay are fun and enjoyable. So, does Minecraft Dungeons have a good story? The answer is a resounding no. Minecraft Dungeons has one of the most bland and unoriginal stories ever. A young illager is cast out from his village for being different, and so ventures out into the wild, sad and alone. He eventually comes across a huge castle, in which, upon entering and exploring, he finds a crystal that turns him evil. Now, taking the name of Arch-Illager and bent on revenge, he and his armies aim to invade and destroy every village in the land. Now, if you were thinking that was the most cliched storyline that you've ever heard, then you are 100% correct. And if you're angry at me for spoiling it, don't worry, all of that is explained in the game's opening cutscene. So yes, the story is very bland and uninteresting, but as I said earlier, that really doesn't matter too much. The story really isn't fleshed out at all from that opening cutscene. The game follows the simple premise of you rescuing captured villagers and eventually defeating the Arch-Illager. Do I think the story could have been better? Yes. I am disappointed in it, but no, I was never expecting some crazy single-player experience with a branching storyline. I was expecting a fun dungeon crawler romp, and that's exactly what we got. Gameplay is obviously one of the single most important things about any game. It doesn't matter what type of game it is, if the gameplay is bad, then no one is going to want to play it. Except for mobile games, many of those seem to be an anomaly. So how is Minecraft Dungeons gameplay? Great. It's not perfect, but many aspects of this game are just absolutely amazing. Let's start with combat. Combat in this game feels great. It's incredibly simple, with you having one melee weapon and one bow. Fighting with bows is immensely satisfying, being able to one-shot low-level enemies if you charge your shot properly, but also being able to just let off tons of arrows if you choose to. In fact, the game even has some rapid-fire crossbows, and rampaging with these is immense fun. Another huge contributing factor to how good the combat feels is also down to the excellent controls, with the melee button being a simple left click and right click for the bow. Melee combat has a larger variation in weapons, giving a more diverse range of attacks and fighting styles. Being able to go up to a large group of enemies and just hack and slash is super satisfying and controls really well. The game also has special abilities called artifacts. You can equip up to 3 of these at a time, and there are tons of different ones in the game. My personal 3 favourites are Tasty Bone, which summons a wolf to fight enemies for you until it is killed, and then it can be summoned again after recharge time. Corrupted Beacon, a beacon that shoots out a huge death beam, killing all enemies that come into its path. In fact, it is almost completely identical to Moira's super from Overwatch if you're familiar with that game. And lastly, Soul Healer, which partially restores some of your health. Those last 2 are some of the handful of artifacts in this game that require souls in order to be used. Underneath your artifacts on the HUD is your souls meter. You gain souls whenever you kill an enemy, and how full your souls meter is defines the duration of a single use of any souls-powered artifact. Overall, artifacts are an inspired addition to your standard dungeon crawler experience, and I really like the way that they have been implemented in Minecraft Dungeons, with every artifact having a useful purpose, but also injecting a sense of fun. The game has a super simple but fun gameplay loop. Go to your camp, select a mission, play through the mission, go back to your camp, select the next mission or replay one of the previous ones, repeat. Simple but satisfying, and although there aren't a ton of missions, 10 main missions plus 5 secret ones, they do offer a lot of replayability due to the levels being partially randomly generated and also containing many secrets, as well as the ability to unlock 4 of the secret levels if you can find them. Even with this, the base game is incredibly short. Although upon your first completion of the game, you unlock Master difficulty, and after playing through the whole game on Master, you unlock the even harder Apocalypse difficulty. So the game does have decent replayability. There's also a paid DLC plan called Island Realms, which will offer some brand new levels to play. Obviously, in a dungeon crawler game, the weapons are pretty important, and although they do control really well and the combat feels great, I can't help but be a little disappointed. The reason is this: almost all of the melee weapons are nearly identical in the way they attack, and the same with the bows. Minecraft Dungeons features a small handful of base weapons and a whole host of unique weapons. Whilst many of the unique weapons feature special attributes, such as a glaive I got that poisons nearby enemies every time you attack with it, I would just love there to be a bit more diversity within the weapons. This game would be so cool if you could play as a full-on mage with magic, spells, and potions. And that's another disappointing thing about this game: the potions. The game does feature potions that can be randomly dropped by enemies, but you have to use these when they're dropped. You can't pick them up and use them later on. This is especially annoying if you've just cleared out an entire area filled with enemies, and then after drinking a potion, it's already run out by the time you get to the next set of enemies. Another great weapon type to have in this game would be splash potions from the main Minecraft game. Being able to equip things like splash potions of harming or poisoning would be super cool, especially since the witch enemy type in-game uses them. I'd also like to see lingering potions, which, for the uninitiated, are the same as splash potions, but the effects linger in the area that they are thrown in, damaging enemies over time. Okay, now onto the armor. Although I can excuse the weapons being a little basic, I cannot excuse how garbage the armor is in this game. You have one armor slot, and that's it. There's no depth to the armor system other than equip the one with the highest power. Some armor does offer unique attributes, such as the Spelunker armor, which gives you a bat friend that follows you around and attacks enemies for you. But other than that, the armor is incredibly ordinary. Base Minecraft has more in-depth armor than this, and this is a goddamn fighting game. I want to be able to equip boots, helmets, chest plates, and legs, not just one single lousy armor piece. There should be advantages and disadvantages to different armor pieces. Reasons to equip it other than, oh, this one says 23 and my current one says 20. Something fleshed out, similar to games such as Destiny, where you can have multiple armor pieces and customize your armor to your playstyle using mods. The only way to customize armor and weapons is through enchanting, and although it does play homage to the enchanting table in Minecraft, it leaves me cold. Every armor piece and weapon can have up to 3 enchantments, chosen from 3 random enchantments that you are given for each slot. This annoys me because it just doesn't offer enough ability to customize. I want to be able to create my own armor build and select the enchantments I want, rather than having to pick from 3 random ones. Even if this does mean implementing a system where you have to find new enchantments in chests or from enemy drops, much like the enchanted books in Minecraft. In fact, this would be super easy to implement using the anvil and enchanted books from Minecraft. You could have an anvil at your camp, which allows you to apply the different enchanted books that you have found to your armor pieces and weapons. The enchantments in-game are good though. Some of my favourites include Thorns for armor, which deals up to 200% of the damage any enemy deals you back to them, and Fire Aspect for melee weapons that sets enemies on fire upon being attacked. Every enchantment features 3 tiers, each of which can be unlocked using enchantment points which you gain from leveling up. The first tier costing 1 point, second tier costing 2, and the last costing 3. To give an example of this, I'll go back to the Thorns, which returns 100% damage on tier 1, 150% damage on tier 2, and 200% damage on tier 3. Weapons and armor are fine, and although incredibly simplified, I feel this is more or less justified by the game's £16 or $20 price tag. However, they could have easily put a bit more effort into the weapons and armor, and I would have happily paid 30 quid for this game. Although, I wouldn't, because I'm a cheapskate, and I bought a month of Xbox Game Pass for £1 in order to play it. The level design and graphics in this game are just gorgeous. Each level has its own themes, such as Creeper Woods, which is set in a woods, Redstone Mines, a mine, Pumpkin Pastures, a swamp, and one of the secret levels, Creepy Crypt, which is set in, well, a crypt. This is just a small handful of the locations in this game, and each one is beautifully crafted and looks incredible in Unreal Engine 4. The levels themselves are fairly linear in design, but do offer a decent amount of exploration in terms of going off course to try and find secrets and chests, as well as bonus levels, which make this game great for completionists who want to unlock and find every single thing in the game. Some of this game's textures are just incredible, the kind of stuff that I would love to have in Minecraft, especially a lot of the weapons. I also love the lighting in this game. Sure, it's no Minecraft RTX, but it looks great, helping the game to feel moody when it needs to be, or happy and bright in other sections. Minecraft Dungeons has some very pleasing and good looking UI design, with your inventory being very simple to use, showing your character along with some basic stats in the middle, surrounded by your weapon, armor, and artifact slots. Next to this is your inventory of all the items you've collected, allowing you to equip them or destroy them for emeralds, which is the game's currency, but I'll cover them later. If you click on any item that you have equipped, or that is in your inventory, you can see all of the stats for it, along with any buffs and perks. This is also where you can enchant items and also where you can scrap. When you first start up Minecraft Dungeons, you are greeted with a character select screen, allowing you to choose from a range of different characters, with some being locked behind DLC. Although if you don't choose Steve, then you're a sinner. Opportunity missed here is that these characters don't affect gameplay. They're just basic, cosmetic Fortnite Renegade Skull Soldier type affairs, which is just a bit of a shame. They'd be super cool if each character had their own special traits, their own upsides and downsides, buffs and debuffs, maybe their own abilities. But nope, these are purely cosmetic, so just choose Steve or Alex and be done with it. Although their armor system is garbage, Minecraft Dungeons did take some inspiration from Destiny, with the camp being a sort of mission/social hub that you can come back to after every mission, much like the farm or tower from Destiny. The camp is okay. It features a few different things, including a mission select map and a few traders, as well as a house for you to display your trophies in, and even one of the secret levels can be unlocked here. The camp is the only place for you to spend your emeralds, and this is where it becomes a problem. The currency and emerald system in this game is one of the single worst things about it, and it's so bad that it makes me wonder why it was even implemented at all. The only things that you can spend emeralds on is the blacksmith and traveling trader at the camp. You unlock the blacksmith after completing creeper woods, and the traveling trader after completing redstone mines. Now you may be saying to yourself, 2 vendors? That's not that bad. But here's the issue. The blacksmith sells only one thing. A chest that gives you one random item for a gradually increasing emerald price, and the traveling trader is the exact same, except his chest guarantees an artifact. This system is incredibly oversimplified, and I hate it. I don't want to go through the levels to earn all of these emeralds, only to be able to buy one of 2 stupid randomized loot boxes. The emeralds and traders could easily be implemented so much better. The blacksmith could have an inventory of selected weapons and armor that updates every time you buy something. This way you can play the game in order to earn enough emeralds to get that one weapon that you really want. Give the blacksmith some exclusive weapons even. This would be an amazing but simple way to make the game better, and also to help encourage replaying previous levels to earn more emeralds. The exact same system could of course be implemented with the traveling trader and his artifacts. Boom! Made your game better for you, Mojang. The fact that this game even got delayed, yet a system this lackluster still got left in, is honestly disappointing. Co-op is very well implemented in this game, and I have to give major props to Mojang for it, especially since they will be introducing crossplay in the near future. There is already an incredibly easy way to be able to play with Xbox players, and as you can see here, my friends and I were able to play with no problem, despite official crossplay support not being out yet. So if you want to know how to do that, I'll leave a link in the description. In missions, co-op is genuinely fun. This is partly down to the fact that when playing missions with multiple players, the game automatically averages out the difficulty level by taking the average of all of your power levels. This means that the missions never feel too hard or too easy for anyone playing. You're also able to teleport to players at almost any time, and completing a mission counts towards the progression of all players involved. There are just a few more quick things I wanted to say which I didn't think fit anywhere else in the video, so I'll put them here. First of all, this game has a bit of a problem with what I have dubbed enemy clusters. These are essentially when the game decides to spawn huge groups of enemies in one place, making them sometimes incredibly annoying to fight, as you have damage coming in from all directions. Another thing is that this game allows you to create multiple characters, which was great for my sister, who was able to play the game on my PC with her own save file instead of using mine and/or having to buy the game herself. One thing I forgot to mention earlier was also that this game features a roll. By pressing space you can roll forwards, and this can be given special effects by some armor, such as a fire trail that gets left behind you every time you roll, although the roll is on a short cooldown. I just also wanted to talk quickly about leveling. This game has 2 different types of levels. Your actual player level and also your power level. Power level is decided by the individual power ratings of your weapons, armor, etc., and your player level is increased with XP. Finally, there are some slightly dumb things in this game, such as killing cows or sheep and then dropping apples or pork instead of beef and mutton like in Minecraft and real life. That's right, there is a real life. I went there yesterday and it's super epic. Oh, and if you're wondering what these do, they give you health regeneration for a short amount of time. Bonus point, there are pigs with chests. If you kill them, they drop items. Very epic, 10 out of 10, would slaughter again. Minecraft Dungeons is a great, fun dungeon crawler game, and a brilliant first introduction for people into this genre. Yes, it definitely falls short in places, but Mojang did a pretty dang good job, and it is a very well polished game. I had a lot of fun with it. So, to finish off, should you buy it? Well, for the $20/£16 price tag, you can't go wrong really. The armor needs work, the emeralds need a lot of work, and the weapons aren't great, but overall it is a fun game, and I'm certainly going to continue playing it for a while. There are tons of other aspects to the game that I was unable to cover in this video. However, make sure to check out some other people's videos on the game if you're interested. And also my friend Extinct, who features in a lot of my videos, made a brilliant short form review of the game that I will link below. So, I hope you enjoyed my first ever game review as much as I enjoyed making it. This was a completely new venture for me, but I've definitely decided that this is the type of content that I want to make. If you did like the video, then there is a button for that. And if you are new to my channel and you enjoyed the video, then please do consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. Or even watch my old videos if you're more into gameplay commentary. Most importantly, I have been Lettherebegames. This was a Minecraft Dungeons review, and thank you for watching.